Morning weather.
Welcome back. Looking out here over the northern tier on the Wellsboro sky cam, see a couple of clouds out there amidst the sunny skies as we start to get closer to the sunset here tonight, and temperatures really bounce back into the 80s today after a fairly cool day, though it was a bit cooler in parts of Pennsylvania. It only got to 77 in Williamsport. A different story in Elmira, though, got up to 86 degrees. It was up to 85 in Penn Yan, and some low 80s were found in the northern tier. As for right now, we are sitting mainly mid-80s for some, but a bit cooler than others. It's still quite warm in Corning right now at 89, 84 in Watkins Glen, a bit cooler there in Erin at 81, some 79s for Wellsboro and Morris, 78 in Appalachian here this evening. We're going to see temperatures continue to fall, but they're only going to get into the 60s later on tonight, very close to 70, a very humid night ahead of us as some rain starts to approach all the way out there in parts of Michigan and Ohio, even into parts of Ontario. A cold front is set to roll through our region, and that's going to start sprouting up some showers and thunderstorms later on this evening. These are going to get started right around midnight and into the early morning hours, continuing off and on throughout a good chunk of the day, really calming down by the time we get to around the sunset hour for tomorrow. You can see here, got plenty of cloud cover, some light showers start to roll in, and then start to get a little bit more heat behind them, and you could see a little bit more development. That's why we have some higher values of reflectivity here on some of the models, and you can see never at one point are they widespread, mainly just scattered in different parts of the viewing area, but then you can see a couple of clusters of thunderstorms potentially developing in the afternoon. Once we get some decent heat and humidity, that's going to allow for some convection and then some development that will then help at least spawn a few light showers and thunderstorms rolling through the area. And right around 7 o'clock, things start to calm down, and then we'll be out of it as we head into Monday, where another day of fairly clear skies and overall comfortable conditions are set. So we get through this rain on Monday, going to be very nice. Temperatures hanging out in the mid-70s. Now, based on the rainfall, based on what we're looking at here, well, a couple of areas could get some isolated downpours, and that could elevate rainfall totals, but for the most part, we could get anywhere from 1/10 to 2/10 up to 1/4 of an inch locally across the area. But if you do get an extra downpour for an extended period of time, don't be surprised if there's a little bit more in your rain gauge after everything is all said and done. Wind can definitely kick up tomorrow due to the pressure change with the front. You can see it's not going to be very windy at the start of the day in the morning, but you can see they're out starting in the west. Could have a couple of gusts reaching the 20-mile-per-hour mark later on as the day carries on. Now, with these thunderstorms, we are under a marginal risk of severe weather. Only a very small corner there of Bradford and Tioga County are under a slight risk, so a lot worse off to our east. But we are still in that marginal risk, so we could certainly see some decent isolated wind gusts in addition to the downpours that we're expecting here with this system. As for today, 5-degree guarantee, forecasted a high of 85, 1 degree better at the unofficial high right now at the Elmira Corning Regional Airport, 86. It's another $5 for our Charity of the Month Bumpus House. We head into tonight, going to back down just to 68. So a very humid evening. Once again, some air still filtering in from the south, and some storms are going to get started with some showers very early tomorrow morning. We head into the 7-day forecast. You've got temperatures heading back down into the 70s, so a very comfortable start to next week. Temperatures hanging out below 80, even the lows down into the 50s, so some relief there in the evenings, but very quickly as we move through the week, it's going to get a lot warmer very quickly. Temperatures up into the 80s by Wednesday, and the humidity could spawn some pop-up thunderstorms on Thursday and Friday as temperatures approach 90, and they'll hover in the upper 80s towards the weekend.